Plato was one of the most important philosophers of ancient Greece. Born in Athens, he was student of the legendary Socrates. Plato's work is relevant today as it lives on in Western thought process in many ways. Let us explore some of his most important seminal philosophies. One of the most interesting theories of Plato is Plato's theory of forms. Plato believes that every form in this world is a reflection of a permanent, perfect form in a different realm. Where does this idea come from, one might think? Plato was a thinker, and he used to believe that everything a human being is attracted to is basically a memory, a nostalgia of its true self, which he knew before he was born and has now forgotten. This inspired him to write one of the most prominent theories of his whole life, which is the theory of forms, where he believes that everything in this world is unreal, an illusion, or a mere reflection of a real, permanent, perfect form in some other realm. The allegory of the cave. The allegory of the cave is a famous story that Plato uses to illustrate his ideas about reality and knowledge. In the story, prisoners are chained up in a cave and can only see shadows on the wall. They believe that these shadows are the only reality, but in fact, they are just a poor imitation of the true reality outside the cave. The allegory is meant to show that our perception of reality is often limited and distorted. Tripartite soul. Plato believed that the human soul is divided into three parts: the rational part, the spirited part, and the appetitive part. The rational part is responsible for reasoning and decision making. The spirited part is responsible for emotions and desires, and the appetitive part is responsible for physical needs and pleasures. According to Plato, a virtuous person is one whose rational part is in control of other two parts. This idea has important implications for our own understanding of ethics and morality, as well as our own personal development and self-growth. Very interesting how Plato's tripartite soul theory is very similar to Hindu philosophy of three gun, namely Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, where Sattva is driven by wisdom, Rajas is driven by desires, and Tamas is driven by base animal instincts. One of Plato's most famous ideas is the concept of the philosopher-king. According to this idea, the ideal ruler is one who has both a deep understanding of philosophy and a strong sense of justice. Only such a person can create a truly just society. Plato believed that philosophers are uniquely suited to rule because they have a lot of wisdom and commitment to the common good. The idea has important implication for our understanding of politics and leadership, as well as our own personal values and aspirations. This idea is very similar to the Hindu idea of a Rajarishi or a Sannyasi Raja.